Okay, already. Yeah, that was a shame. I was kind of hoping to get some. I mean, I did get one test run of the knockback in Fork Tower, but it does kind of suck that our caller basically fucked us over for the first run. Actually, he fucked us over really for both runs, because like a good caller was able to get 2 attempts of the second boss in each of the 2 runs we did. This guy completely fucked the first run completely by just killing everybody, and then was such a bad caller that we couldn't even chemistries to even have a second attempt on the second boss. So it was just like, yeah, 0 attempts of the second boss in 1, and only 1 attempt on the second. It was just like, wow, that's kind of shit. But anyway. Time to, I mean, it's kind of good that he's stuck, so I'm just like, yeah, it's easy to stop. Be like, you know, we tried twice, like, I don't expect him to be better. Like, I don't think he'll fuck over the raid again by wiping on the first boss a second time. I think we should be able to get through the first boss no problem this time. But, like, I'm really doubtful about his calls in the second boss that we would have a second attempt. I imagine it's going to be one of those ones where it's like, we get to the second boss, and because of bad calling, we only get the 1 attempt at it. And it's like, cool, like, I'm getting better every single time I try to figure out the knockback mechanic myself. Each time I'm getting slightly better as I get more and more used to it. So more practice is better, but it's like, it's still like a good 30 to 40 minutes of time to do that. You know, to get into the thing, you know, to get everyone ready to go in. There's 5 minutes before it even starts, 5 minutes for the first boss, 5 minutes for the trash mobs, maybe not 5 to 10 minutes to get from the first boss to the second boss, and then, you know, 5 minutes on that. So it's just like, I guess it's like 25 minutes maybe, but like with a little bit of extra time probably for like to bump it up to 30. It's like 30 minutes just to get 1 attempt on the boss, and then it's like, yep. Now we have, oh yeah, and I guess having to level. Although to be fair, having to level, I'm not expecting us to clear the second boss, but like, so we'd probably still have to level anyway, but still.
シグリッドさんの状況をカメラで確かめてみよう。
Yeah, so it's kind of a reference to the YouTube video for this game. in the Remiel promotional video before this patch came out, they had her and Belly dancing. So she was like wandering in a ball, and then her and Belly danced, and then it was also the one where she had to kill Belly at the end, so it was kind of sad. Because it was the whole experiment, and she went crazy, and so Remiel had to kill her.
ここがハッキング完了。やば、兵士が近づいてきてるじゃん。え、どういうこと？
聞こえるだろうか。装置は設置した。
確認したよ。
ああ、装置が何か問われたゆえ、ドラキナ様のために用意したのだと答えたところ、お菓子ですか？いいですね。だそうだ。皿に乗せておいたのが功を奏した。
あの人の周りで。
では間もなくパーティーが始まるゆえ、それが。
Yeah, it is kind of funny that like Sigrid's a little bit of an airhead herself, and it seems like the people associate like the people within her battalion are also kind of airheads.
私たちも上に行こっか。オッケー。なあ。待って。それで
はパートナー様の手をお取りください。素敵な夜となりますよ。
下ではダンスが始まったね。音楽が終わったらキルタブルルが。準備はできてる。ねえ、どうしたの？レミエール、伏せて。下から見えちゃうってば。平気だよ。こんな素敵な夜はみんなパートナーから目を離したりしないって。
Well, it's also like, did you realize you're outside at night versus an inside lighted area? The light from inside is going to reflect back. They're not going to be able to see shit outside. You know, if you look out, if you are in a lighted building and you look at a window looking outside to a dark area, you're not going to see shit. You have to get like, you have to have your eyes like directly up against the window for you to see outside in a darkened area. Because most of the light that's reflecting back is light that originated from inside. The light reflecting off of any object outside is going to be flooded, like basically diluted by all the light from inside being reflected off the window surface. So, there's no way in hell they would see, anyone inside a lighted area would be able to see you. At night. Like, during the day, yeah, because there's enough light outside there's enough light rays outside so that you'd be able to see inside. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Is she gonna try to kill her anyway? Is that what the thing is? It's not a bomb, right? Oh, it's gonna freeze everything. Oh, she's freezing us, too. Oh, she's gonna bring a...
の時代の存在じゃない。
Oh, okay. So Boshmu is the big centipede thing.
ここから先は私だけでやる。死人族楽にしてやる。無理やり結晶化する気。
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, because she already has a portion of the core. She doesn't need... How the fuck... Oh, yeah, of course we could just go through the same thing she did. Yeah, I was thinking, oh, she won't become an enchainer because she's like me. Because I keep thinking that Remiel has a core. They're looking for her core. I'm like, oh, yeah. The thing is, all three of them have a portion of the Karma core. Although, that is a kind of weird thing, is that they told us that the Karma core was indestructible. They couldn't destroy it. So how did Sunbringer split up the three cores, right? It's like they said that she split up the Karma core. Like each of the three clones had a portion of the Karma core. They're like, oh yeah, we split it up and put it into each of them. I'm like, how? You couldn't destroy it. So how are you going to quote unquote split it up?
ごめん。謝るのは後だよ。一体何が起きたの？あの光。
Okay, I thought it was the other way around. I thought Geerta Blue was the humongous centipede thing, and Boshmu was the small one. So Geerta Blue is the tiny one. Okay, well that explains then why she had a...
あれは私たちの計画を潰されたから、近くのエーテルを吸収して、彼女があとどれくらい持ちこたえられるか。何か止める方法見える？近くにギルタブルルが作り出したエーテル増殖体がたくさんいるの。あいつらつまりあのエーテル増殖体。
Yes, stop it from growing any further, but it doesn't stop it from doing its thing, right? Like, unless it can only do it with enough ether.
大動脈はある。さすが鋭いね。全部で2箇所。
Oh, I see. So then you're going to destroy the cocoon. Okay, no, that actually makes sense. If the reason why you can't destroy the cocoon now is because it's absorbing ether, and so any injury you do to it is then immediately regenerated by the influx of ether, yeah, that makes sense. The cocoon would be basically indestructible. But if its indestructibility is due to the influx of ether, if you cut off that, then I get that.
だいぶ不安定だね。気をつけて。レールの上をこっちで見るから、ゴールで待ってて。
Oh, I'm by myself. Oh, that's kind of annoying.
リンちゃん、マユが変な動きをしてるよ。気をつけて。マユが一定間隔で
I
爆
just
発し
instantly
てる。
killed him.
爆発したら物陰に隠れて。
Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, I was trying to go down, but it wouldn't let me go down. Now let me speak.
爆発のペースが上がってる。ちょっと揺れるよ。下噛まないで。
Oh, I see. That's kind of funny.
眉の反応が激しくなってる。落ち着いて。爆発を避けるのに
It's also kind of like crazy too. Oh, fuck it! Behind! Jesus Christ.
レミエール、そっちは大丈夫？目標の増殖
Oh my
体
god,
が全部
dude.
ここだよ。
Oh, okay. Oh, that's it? Oh, okay. I assume it's going to go off more frequently now.
この通路なら比較的安全なはず。レミエール、眉の様子はどう？
Realistically, she should still be attacking, right? Because if it's the ether that's allowing it to, like, basically be invulnerable, if it's the ether that's allowing it to be invulnerable, then it still is absorbing ether while we're doing all this bullshit. So realistically, she should still be trying to, Oh, interesting. She should still be attacking it, so that we can, she should still be attacking it, so that it's at least draining it of its ether. While it might be stopping the influx of ether, she could then be, oh fuck, she could be, oh god damn it, fuck off, stop fucking making it immediately pop. God. Yes, thanks for changing the camera randomly. Oh my god, get the fucking behind, oh what the fuck? Motherfucker, stop doing that, it's so fucking annoying to have the fucking thing go off immediately. Oh my fucking god, dude, fuck off! Like, having it go off immediately after spawning, dude, fuck off. Just stop doing that. And then the fact that you're just like... It is so fucking annoying. Where you're just like... Oh, but that was it. Oh, okay. I didn't realize there's like, you just do 2 or 3? I thought we just do 2. I kind of expected like be like 4 or something. Oh, it can't fly? Why would you destroy the thing you're standing on if you yourself can't fly? Like, I would understand if it was able to fly, and you're like, yeah, I could destroy. If I destroy your ground, it makes it harder for you, but it also makes it impossible for me. Oh, I have Valina in here. I didn't realize I had it.
おしゃべりなんだね。初めて知ったよ。それで今のが遺言ってことでいいのかな。
Oh, that still does damage to me when I... Oh, I see. There's a... Yeah, I was thinking it was just going to be Remy on us. I was like, oh no, they did give us Valina. Cool. Wait, Totalizer this one, right? gonna run like a little bit.
リー、休んでて。久しぶりに本気を出すよ。
Uh-oh. She's gonna get serious. Does that mean... Oh, what the fuck? We're actually doing it?
ドラキナ様お願い。空で本気のバトルは久しぶり。たぎるね。ここは私の独壇場だよ、ギルタブルル。力を貯めてる。何か来そうだよ。へえ、この距離で私と力比べ。姿を消して奇襲のつもり。後ろから正面が怖くなった。残念、死角なんてないよ。また柱なんか壊して邪魔だな。とはいえあの威力じゃ限界みたいだね。もう少しでコアが出そう。よし、終わらせよっか。100年も寝ててなまっちゃったかな。でも君を切るには十分だったみたい。勝ったね。ドラキナ様がまだ中に。うん、任せて。
Oh, that actually did save her. I am... That was actually really cool. The fact that we pick her up and then the sword slashes down. But what about the thing behind us? Oh. Shit. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that thing, just hate it. So I think that was fun to write. Well, obviously to get its power, right? Well, also it's like, yeah, forget chasing it. Where the fuck did it go? I mean, obviously it went through a portal. It went through a teleport. We know how to guide people through teleports. So, how the fuck do you guys arrive so quickly? Oh, I see.
SQ 指名手配犯デミエール・ダン。抵抗しても無駄よ。リンドベルム様？確かビルリウムにいるはずじゃ。状況はわかんないけど、でもここは説明しなきゃ。
そこの見知らぬ御仁、くれぐれも軽挙盲導の類は慎まれよ。それがしらの目的はドラキナ様の確保、並びにそのお命を脅かした者の拘束である。
Yeah, I understand that. That's such dog shit, right? Where it's like, great, awesome. So after we save her life, then that's when you show up. Yeah, you didn't help us at all actually doing anything. You only show up at the end just to be assholes.
ドラキナを渡しなさい。この子のこと？いいよ、遊び飽きたとこだし。息はあるけど助かるかはそっち次第。レミエールまでまるで用意してたみたいに。
I mean, I would understand. She probably never trusted them fully anyway.
ああ、もうちょっと大きな騒ぎになると思ったのに。君たちってば優秀すぎてつまんないよ。どうやらこのゲームも終わりだね。
I mean, I get why she's kind of playing in on this, because, like, obviously, no one's gonna believe it, right? That's interesting. Yeah, you should really be asking that question then. Yes, she's an original Void Hunter. Wouldn't the fact that she's trying to kill the current iteration of Sunbringers mean that maybe there's something wrong with your current iteration of Sunbringers? I mean, you guys are fucking retarded if you think, oh, well, we're here, so we'll clearly win. Yes, against the Void Hunter who can stop people's time and fly. Yes, clearly you're going to be able to arrest her. You idiots.
彼女から得られることでしょう。答えなさい、レミエール。ドラキュナを拉致したのは間違いなくお前ね。
She's going to say, yeah, of course, yes. Now she could...
講師グループ研究員代表。
Wait, what?
トリビアを襲って。
She's going to take it over for us?
私だよ。
Oh, I see.
何言ってんの、レミエール。だって。
She's trying to set up Drakene to be good, right? Yeah, exactly. No one would believe. It would assume that the Drakene who was just kidnapped was the one that's right on the ground right now. And of course, since you can't admit that she was possessed by Gertublu, you can't really... Ah, shit. Darn. You should have just fucking left. Fuck you, Sigrid.
何もしないよ。私はただみんなの前から消えて。まったくもう見てらんないよ。一人くらい役者が増えたのいいよね。いいの。私こんなんだよ。
Oh, interesting.
最後まで演じきろ。
But yeah, I mean, I get it, right?
この子はもらってくよ。それじゃあまた。
Wow, that's actually really cool. Because that's such a villain thing to do, right? Like, there's been so many instances of villains with teleporting powers, and it's just like, haha, you might have caught me, but I'm just going to teleport the fuck away. You know, like in Arknight's Enfield, Ardashir just like fucks off whenever he wants. He's like, you know what? I've done what I need to do. I'm just going to open a teleport and fuck off. You know, same thing in Wuthering Waves, where it was like, yeah, the Fraxidus just appear, and they're like, okay, well, I guess we've done what we wanted to do, or I guess to avoid any sort of negative consequences happening to us, we're just going to teleport away. And they just do that every fucking time, and it's so fucking annoying when villains do that. Because it's just like, god damn it, like, because it feels so unsatisfying, right? You don't ever get an actual clash. It doesn't feel like you won against the villain when they show up, they do whatever the fuck they want, and then they just leave whenever the fuck they want. That always just kind of sucks, right? It's insanely unsatisfying. Now, at least with Enfield, you know, they don't do it poorly, right? Ardashir can teleport away, but for the most part, he doesn't really do much. Most of it was done by Nefereth. And we do actually beat her. You know, we have a resounding victory against her. Yeah, and even Ardashir, too. Like, even though he can teleport, and so because basically he was just kind of a slippery little dude. And then he was able to, like, create the shadow people that we have to defeat. So, like, there was that. So, like, that was kind of annoying, where he just, like, sits in the background summoning shadow people. But then we finally go confront him, and we manage to trap him within the scroll, and then we see him there in prison, right? So it's like, cool, you know? You came, you summoned the shadow people, we managed to confront you, and we managed to lock you away up in a scroll and then put you in prison. So despite all your powers, we still won. It feels like we've won, you know? Sure, you know, you did mess around, but here you are now in prison, you know, victory for us, right? And that's why I hate the Fraxidus so much in Wuthering Waves, is because they literally never have anything bad happen to them ever. Ever. The game has existed for 2 to 3 years, and literally no negative consequences have ever happened to a single member of the Fraxidus outside of 1.0 when Scar was imprisoned. That was it. We beat Scar. he was imprisoned, and then somehow just later he's out. It's just like, yep, now he's, and like, I don't even think it was properly explained. It was like, yeah, he was arrested and imprisoned in Jinzo in 1.0, but then he just pops up, you know, in the Renacita story, he just pops up. The Fraxidus like just have him appear. I don't know if they ever properly explained how they helped him escape, but he just reappears. And he's like, yep, there he is. So it's like, oh, okay, so the one time there was any sort of punishment towards people from the Fraxidus, it's just completely undone because, look, he was in prison. Well, yeah, now he's not. He's here now for some reason. Like, I guess they broke him out. I mean, like, they can teleport, so it's like, it's not crazy to imagine how they did it. But one would also assume that if there are people who can teleport, you put him in a prison where you can't teleport into or out of. So to prevent that, well, whatever, right? The point is, like, literally every single time they survive. For Lova, the guy who writes the stories, the head of Fraxidus, like, every single one of them, Scar, of all of them, Scar was the only one who got punished, and his punishment was imprisonment, and it didn't even last. It just was undone almost instantly, you know? And it's just like, okay, well, great. And that was it, just imprisonment. You never actually beat any single one of them ever, you know? In the sense that, like, they're gone, right? So, that, I mean, that's just another reason why Wuthering Waves sucks donkey dick when it comes to story. Because, like, even Genshin, like, I mean, Genshin's story is just flat out better than Wuthering Waves. Like, if you think Genshin's story is not, then you're an idiot. Well, Genshin's tells a much better story. And I think the only reason why people might say, oh, well, no, Wuthering Waves story is better, it's because Genshin's story is designed for younger adults, right? It's designed more for children than adults, you know? It's designed for, like, if you want to, like, do a manga qualification, it would be like the shonen manga type thing. It'd be the One Pieces, that's the age of the audience. Well, I mean, you can't really say that for One Piece, considering it's existed for like 10, 20 years. So anyone who was 16 at the time it was released are still probably reading it and are still obviously no longer 16. But like the idea is, Genshin is like shonen, right? It would be in the shonen category of story. So it is more childish in a way. It is, you know, it's not going to have any. It's not going to have a lot of the darker themes, although it still does have dark themes too, like the Cherevert quest line. Holy shit, you know, what happened, like what the Hilichurls are, you know, the embodiment of death, Capitano sacrificing himself. Like, there are some dark themes, there are death, but like that's the thing, right? When we first show up, there is basically two main antagonists: the Abyss and the Abyss Order, like the Abyss mages and all that shit. You could argue the Hilichurls, but Hilichurls are more like goblins. They're just kind of like a force of nature to a degree. They're not like an actual faction or something. And then there's the Fatui. It's the Fatui and the Abyss Order are basically the main antagonists of the game. And to be fair, we haven't really fought super hard against the Abyss itself for the beginning part of the game. But except near the, like, so it was mostly like the Fatui were the ones we actually fight against, right? Like, who we actually like won, like we're actually winning against. And that was the whole thing. It's like, so we had Signora come and steal Venti's Gnosis. So it's like, oh shit, Venti's an Archon. He got his ass handed to him and they stole his Gnosis. Wow, the Fatui are dicks. The Fatui, like, look at all, like, the Fatui must be strong if they're able to like overpower an Archon even for a moment. And then we have the Liyue story where it's like, oh shit, now we have two of the Harbingers there, Child, and I think it still was Signora who was helping them. I think she was the other one there. And it's like we had to fight Child in the bank, and then what the Fatui were doing were summoning the other like god of the sea to appear and attack Liyue. So it's like that was huge and like crazy. It was like, oh shit, like there's this big monster attacking Liyue. We have to fight against it, like. And it's been orchestrated by the Harbingers and the Fatui. And then we actually had to fight Child as an actual boss, and we beat him. Now he runs away, so you're like, oh man, like, you could argue, oh, it's like the Fraxidus, right? Like, they just run away and take no real damage. But then we go to Inazuma, and then Signora fucking dies. She was the first Harbinger we ever met. stole the Gnosis from Venti to let us know how how powerful the Fatui and the Harbingers are, and then she just gets one shot by fucking Raiden, right? So it's like, yeah, that's one of the main factions of the enemy, of the main antagonists of the game, and one of their main guys just got fucking wiped off the face of the earth, right? So it's just like, yeah, these people aren't immune from consequence. They're not just doing everything willy-nilly, even though it might seem that way, right? Even though it seems like they're using their financial power and their influence to just kind of like run roughshod in every country, right? It's their embassy in the Knights were just worried about ruining diplomatic relationships with Snezhnaya, so that they were just kind of letting them get away with more shit than they should. The Harbingers have the bank. The Harbingers own the bank, and the bank is just such a powerful force, especially in Liyue, where it's all about contracts and money and shit. So it's like, they have a lot of influence there. They had less in Sumeru, but we see in Sumeru how the Doctoria was able to bargain with Nahida to get the Gnosis, right? So it just shows that how ruthless they can be, how evil they can be, but how it's not necessarily about power. They still are. They're not. I mean, obviously, Doctoria was holding the city somewhat hostage, but either way, it was it was it shows that they're not just about power, but also intelligence and finagling and shit like that. And then Fontaine kind of was. We learned a little bit more about the Harbingers. We see Arlecchino, right? And we learn more about Child, too. Child reappears and fights the whale, so we learn more about him and his master, and even meet Skirk at some point later, too. And then learn more about the dragons, too. So we kind of learned a little bit about the dragons in Sumeru. So we starting to learn more about the world and what it was before at its inception. And then we meet Neuvillette, who retakes the Archon's authority, which gives us a little more insight of what the Archons are and their power and what the Gnosis are. And then we go to Natlan, and here's our final actual fight against the Abyss, right? Technically, the third Sumerian desert area, we do kind of fight against the Abyss too. With the hole in the sky, we revive the tree so it can resist the Abyss better. And we've heard things about the Abyss, but we never really had a resounding, yeah, we beat the Abyss, right? The Abyss has always just kind of been this amorphous evil, this power that just corrupts and fucks over, it just exists to fuck over the world. But then in Natlan, we actually fight against it. There's a manifestation of the Abyss, and we and Mavaka go and beat it back, giving Natlan a little bit of a reprieve against their continuous fight against the Abyss. So it makes it more humanizing. And the Abyss has a setback. The Abyss was this one of the main antagonists. The Abyss Order was one of the main antagonists of the game too. And up until that point, we've just kind of been doing patch fixes, and we're whoops, yep, we have an Abyss leakage, let's go fix that up. There's an Abyss monster, let's go beat that monster. But not really affecting the Abyss as a whole, right? So in the Natlan fight, it's yeah, we actually kind of beat back and had a resounding victory against the Abyss, right? And that's why Genshin is just flat out better than Wuthering Waves. Because the Fraxidus exist in a consequence-free environment where they have no negative repercussions for anything they do. They can do whatever the fuck they want in every country, and literally no country is able to do anything about it. We only temporarily beat Scar and imprison him, but he almost instantly gets out. So it's just they're just doing literally whatever the fuck they want, whenever the fuck they want, and get never affected at all. It was crazy too. Oh, Stolfo was the writing guy. Because when Partithia was fighting, did her sword against him, he just blocks it casually. Dude, she's fucking supposed to be a Thronodian resonator, and she can't even injure the fucking dude. It should have been the thing where he gets injured, and we see him with his arm in a splint. He'd be yeah, I was attacked by Partithia, and she was just too powerful, so I had to escape and kept trying to do my plan while constantly on the run, right? It would just at least show, yeah, they are human. There are people who are more powerful than them, but the only reason why they're succeeding is because of their careful schemes and all that bullshit. But no, She fucking does uses her sword against him. He blocks it, and then when we had like the Death Girl, yeah, it's like begins with a G. I think that's what I'm thinking. I keep thinking Gerta Blue because it's like in this game. But like Gilbretta or something like that. Galbrina, maybe. But yeah, the girl who has like the death energy and shit like that. She shoots to the guy, and he uses his book to like block it completely. And then as he walks away, she shoots again, and it just bounces off it bounces off a barrier before he just teleports away. It's like it's the kind of thing where maybe he could have used the book to block the first thing, but the second one should have gone through his shoulder, right? He should have been injured. But like no, literally the only time they've ever lost an actual fight was us versus Scar in 1.0. And then literally every single time after that, not a single one of them takes damage. Like, sure, we beat Charon, right? As Galbrina. We beat him. Like, he's a fight, and we supposedly beat him, but then he just reappears completely untouched. Like, so it's like, oh, okay, so whatever she did against him was completely meaningless because here he is again, completely unaffected. You know? So it's just like, it's how you do a villain poorly. It's just, they're a villain, why are they, like, what are they trying to do? Who the fuck knows? They're just trying to do whatever the fuck they want. Is there ever any sort of, like, back and forth? Nope. It's just, defend against everything they do, and then they escape, taking no damage at all. No effect of their infrastructure, nothing. It's just, there's nothing bad ever happens to them or their organization from our actions. And this is after 2 to 3 years of them being one of the main antagonists of the game, and they still have not actually been quote unquote beaten in any way, in any noticeable way. Like Scar should have been killed, or Scar should have been permanently imprisoned. Like if he was still in prison, and if we had the Fraxidus mention, oh yeah, you know, this would have been easier if we had Scar here, but he's still locked away in prison and we just can't get him out. Like that would show that they are not all powerful. There are limits to what they can do, and the actions that we did actually mattered to them. You know, oh yeah, we did that. We're the reason why you're having a harder time, right? But they just are absolutely terrible at writing. But yeah, it's pretty hot. Like that. But yeah, so it's the kind of thing. It's like, yeah, you want to make your villains powerful, right? Like they have to be, like any antagonist has to like last long enough to be important. And that's why like the creator is just like this superpower where it's like, yeah, it's hard to know what's going on with them, but like we still have like the Exaltus who are trying to do all their shit with the Exaltus that were still trying to do stuff. We still beat them, right? We still beat Mevarak / Isolde. We still beat Sarah, right? The Exaltus, we have been like undoing the Exaltus plan and driving them from their research facilities and stopping their experiments. Like we have been affecting them in a meaningful way. So, you know, that's how you write villains. They can't be all powerful. They have to be affected by what you, the player, does, or else it feels like you, the player, are powerless. And you can't do anything. And it's fine, like, you know, it's fine for, like, the creator, right? The creator seems to be this amorphous, all-powerful god, right? But we also haven't, like, really seen him, right? He's just kind of this, like, shadow in the background. So it's fine for him to be this amorphous, godlike entity that maybe could do everything because he hasn't, like, directly affected us. And even still, we are kind of getting in the way of his plans when we affect the Exaltus, who are trying to do something related to him. I don't know, I think there's too many jump cuts in this. It also feels weird, because when they jump cut, it feels like there's some sort of weird visual effect that, like, fucks up, like, I don't know, yeah. It's too drastic. I think there are too many jump cuts in this. Stop doing it back and forth, back and forth. I get it that we're like facing away from her. So like if you want to show both of our faces, you'll have to jump cut.
これから
Like,
どうする？
even still, you could just split the screen, right?
お家に
Split the screen down the middle,
少し休むよ。
show both of our faces on each side of the screen,
下の兆候も落ち着いたみたい
seemingly chatting to each other.
多分もう平気。
I was kind of curious. What are these marks, right?
あとはリンドベルヌたちに任せちゃおう。少し
You know, like what?
ついてようか。
And like we had the weird little symbol in her eye, and then when we like looked into her eyes, she also had a different symbol. So it could be that I was correct, and what they did to Belle and Wise, and basically what they were doing at Helios Academy, was that they were trying to create their own karma cores.
約束する。今回はどこにも行かないから。ただ一人になりたい。
But yeah, I kind of get why she said what she did, and maybe Linvern also understands that like Remiel didn't do it.
もう約束。
But the thing is that the reason why they're there is to prove that Drakenei is not a problem, right? Because obviously, if we tell them this, not only will they not believe us, for one, but even if it's like we tell them, yeah, she wasn't possessed by Gertrude, but we saved her. Gertrude has been eaten by Bashmu. You know, even if it is something like that, right? You know, there would still be people doubting Drakenei, right? If they'd be, oh my god, if she's been possessed once, she could get possessed again. We can't trust her anymore. Which is not what they're trying to do. The whole point of this was to basically secretly save her and put her back, right? And be like, look, there's Drakenei. Now, the question, of course, is that, is Truvia dead? Like, she should be dead. She was run through the chest with a humongous fucking blade. Like, there's just no way you survive that type of shit. So if she's dead, then it's fine. Because if she's not dead, she would remember who has stabbed her. And so if she remembers, yeah, Drakenei stabbed us, that kind of puts a crack into having Remiel take the blame for all of this. To be like, yes, Remiel kidnapped Drakenei, tried to do something bad, and then, but we caught her in the end and rescued Drakenei. Hooray! You know? Because that's the story they're going with, and I think that's why Sigrid is agreeing with that, right? I'm pretty sure Linvern knows the truth of what happened, because I doubt Sigrid would have not told her that, right? I'm pretty sure Sigrid told her what was up, but Linvern and her both agree that the best way of going forward is to blame it all on Remiel, who's already wanted, and so no one's going to doubt someone, you know, them saying, yes, Remiel, who tried to kill Adreda, now attacked Drakenei. Wouldn't be crazy. It's kind of on brand for her as a wanted criminal, right? So it's an easier story and an easier way to get Drakenei back with without people doubting her.
ほらリンちゃん。
店長、ケチャップとマヨネーズどっちにする？お望みとあらば俺様。
リン、
ちょっとどうしたのみん。ちょっとは太って。
そうだぜ店長。アンバーホールの朝飯っつうのは神聖な儀式。
Yeah, that's an interesting thing too, right? So they said like it's been a day, we're all skin and bones. Like, is it that we're consuming extra energy while we have Pyrois out? Although realistically we shouldn't, right? Like we have some sort of secret superpower inside us. We have a big blob of energy inside us. Presumably that's what's powering Pyrois. Whereas it's still like, does it still try to absorb our own like calories? Like does it still burn calories, right? Like, is that one little session with Pyrois enough to burn like 5,000 calories? Like 2 days worth of food, so we're actually a little gaunt, or is this just them overreacting?
トリビアン
Oh yeah, but I guess we didn't see them too. That's the whole thing. Is that
救命処置は
we got accused
だったけれど
of killing Truvia, and then all they would know is that the police showed up to their house and being like, "Yeah, your sister killed Truvia. We're gonna wait. We're gonna like stake out the place to catch her if she comes back." And I don't think we were able to relay any messages because all forms of communication would be reviewed. So I guess technically, yeah, all they know, especially Sissia, and I think that's the crazy thing too. Like, Wise is like whatever. Wise wasn't there, But Cynthia and Billy were told to leave, and after they so basically they must be feeling super guilty because after they left, after they just listened to what Drakene said and left, we were then now accused of murder, right? So it's like shit, you know. If they were there, they might have been able to help us. So I imagine they must feel super guilty.
Ah, 入ってくれ。失敬。
Yeah, they know we're Pyroids?
リンドベルヌでいいってば。エルダはともかくそれにしてもご機嫌な朝ごはんね。
は、朝早くのお隣には訳がある。
Wait, what? How? She was literally stabbed in the fucking chest. Like, I know Drakene is small, but like she morphed her hand into a humongous blade that was like, I don't know, like at least 6 inches wide. It's hard to tell because like it's relative to her. It seemed huge relative to her, but she also could, if she has like a 10-year-old body, like 10-year-olds are pretty tiny too. So, but it would be at least a 6-inch wide blade that would run through her chest or run through her stomach, even if it like avoided her spine, which seems crazy if it did. But even if it avoids her spine, it was a humongous fucking blade. And also, wouldn't she remember that she was stabbed by Drakene? Like that was the whole thing. Is that if she died, then you could pretend Remiel did it all, right? Because the only witness would be you and her. She might not remember because she was possessed, and if we're lying as well, no one would know. Well, I guess technically Sigrid would know, and probably Linvern as well. But the weird thing is, like, yeah, Truvia is now an eyewitness that you can't really control. It's not really in your in-group, so you have to like find a way to convince her that to not tell the truth, right? And also, like, how is she going to interact with Drakene now? Now every time she sees her, she's going to be worried that she's going to be stabbed again.
そんな、私はただやるべき。それにほら、後
その説はすまない。レミエールと示し合わせ。
Oh, okay. So the fact that she's mentioning that also means Linvern's in on the plan. Well, I assumed as much. I assumed as much that Linvern is there. Because otherwise, why would she bring a bunch of other people too, right? Like, it'd be one thing if she just brought her the soldiers, but the fact that she brought other people of maybe some sort of influence would also, like, prove the story, right? If they just say, oh yeah, it was Remiel, well, some people might believe, some people also might doubt, but if they have some of the higher-ups also see Remiel there and then admit to all that shit, then yeah, no one's gonna doubt that.
でも、一つ聞きたいんだけど、レミエールなら近いうちにベルリウムに連れ彼女の体が決死に傾いていく症状についても合金。
ドラキナ様の今の。
Oh, okay. So they are on our... Okay. Yeah, there was always the worry that maybe Linvern had maybe overridden Sigrid. So maybe Sigrid had told her this, but Linvern still chose to ignore it. Because Linvern is the head of the Air Force Academy, whereas Sigrid is one of the leaders there, but still not the head. So Linvern could override her for everything.
ドラキナちゃん。まあ、楽観視はできる。そうそう。レミエルから伝言を頼まれたのよ。そっか。レミ、まあまあ。
Wait, the usual spot is in my room? Yeah, so that's...
もう大丈夫なのかな?
Okay, so I was right then. So in the logbook, there were 2 little cards left. I assumed this card would be the big card. How was my room the usual spot? I thought the usual spot would be her room.
おはよう人間さん。ゴー。今度はミスターガオがレミエールにばっ。何それ。ちっとも面白くないよ。私は今度。じゃあいいよ。あんたが先にボケたんでしょ。あとミスターガオにそう？レミエールのセンスってまだちょっと。そんな感じかな。リンドベルヌたちから聞いてると思うけど、私聞いたよ。多分長いこと目を覚まさないんじゃないかな。
Oh shit. So she doesn't have the karma core anyway. I thought we were able to rescue her and I thought we were able to basically separate her and her karma core from. Well, that's why the thing was eaten then. So now we actually have to fight against an Enchainer, because like that was the whole thing. Is I thought we were able to separate her and the karma core from Gerta Blue, and so while he definitely did evolve using it, he would basically be stuck at that state. I just assumed Bashmu ate it just to get that, to get that extra bit of power from it, to be like, oh, well, you evolved partially, so you're still, pretty dense in ether, and maybe I could use you to evolve myself. I didn't realize, basically what they're saying seems like, oh, okay, yeah. So even her, she didn't think that. Yeah, that's what I thought too, is I thought the karma core was still inside her, and so it wouldn't matter, right? It was like, oh, Bashmu ate it, whatever, right? Like, who cares? Because you'll get a little boost of power from eating the partially evolved ethereal. But if that Gerta Blue still had the karma core, then they're kind of fucked, because that was the whole purpose. They need the karma core to become an Enchainer, but on the bright side, without a karma core, they can never become an Enchainer. So like, it doesn't really matter. But now, like, we were in such a huge rush to stop Gerta Blue from absorbing the core right then and there and become an Enchainer right away. But now Bashmu has all the time in the world to absorb Gerta Blue and the karma core inside, and absorb all the required ether to become an Enchainer. Yeah, so that's a problem.
ああ見えてギルタブルルよりずっと賢そうだし、少なくともギルタブルル本人が仕組んだって線は消えたし。
Yeah, that's the thing. Is Gerta Blue So Gerta Blulu, was smaller. So maybe that's the thing. Yeah, they're going to have it go in and get the karma core, and then Bashmu was always intended to devour it and take over, because it was just more powerful. But it was just, while it was more powerful, it was also humongous, which makes it not really easy for it to do what it needs to do. I don't know. So it could be, I'm thinking the reason why Truvia survived is because of all the experiments they did on her. So I think her father is still the culprit. I was kind of worried that, like, because the fact that Serpico is still around makes me think that her father managed to find Serpico's body, and maybe he wasn't dead. Like, maybe he was just severely wounded, and they just thought he was dead. But maybe he was able to revive. Like, maybe he was able to save him, or maybe they took his body and were able to revive him in some sort of way, because he still had, So my assumption is that each one of us has a manufactured karma core, and that's the origin of our power. Not a real one, but one that humans have created. So it could be that they were able to tap into that karma core to bring him, to kind of resuscitate him to a degree, but he's also like super fucked or whatever. And I think they're doing the same thing to Truvia as well, and that might be why she survived, is because she's also kind of bonded. Maybe she's more fused with the karma core than we are. So maybe like us, maybe they tried to fuse us with our fake karma core 10 years ago, and that's what made us go crazy. And maybe that's why we were also relatively affected recently, is that we had absorbed too much ether, and so it was starting to fuse with the karma core, and we were, making us feel poorly. And that's why we freaked out when we took Thaumiel, so we had a huge influx of mana, and the karma cores probably resonated with each other, which turned us into that monster. But the question, of course, is like, yeah, Truvia's father has the Helios Academy stuff, and if that was based off of Rosh's experiments of maybe creating fake karma cores and fusing them with their hosts, they could have continued the experiments with Truvia and Serpico. And maybe that's why that could be why she survived, is because she's no longer fully human anymore. Yeah, so it's not going to become an Enchainer right away, hopefully. But it also does beg the question of, 1/3 of the car. How the fuck did you split it? If the karma cores are indestructible, how did you split it into 3?
そのことだけどさ、合格っていうのは
Yeah, here we go.
銃具にいい気づきだね。そもそも君にはまだミス・サンブリンガー暗殺未遂の真相を
Oh, finally, get some more lore dumps. Nice. Yeah, so, I mean, that could be it, right? It could be that Sunbringer's weapon is a 3-part weapon, right? It could be like Cloud in Advent Children, how his main Buster Sword was comprised of a shitload of little swords. So, like, when he was fighting Sephiroth, his sword broke into a shitload of little pieces and stuff. Each one had a blade that all kind of combined together. It could be that maybe Sunbringer's was also like that. So they combined a karma core into a weapon, and the weapon itself could split into 3 parts and be wielded simultaneously or in various combinations. And then each one of those weapons was just turned into a human for some reason or somehow.
私はあの時ロスカリファへ探しに来たんだ。そこへエルダが立ちはだかった。あのタウミエルを取り戻したことでその違和感は確信に変わった。彼女の中には間違いなく合格があるけど、融合して決死になったわけ。その構図だけを見れば、それって今ロスなんかまだ推測の域を出ないし矛盾してるところがないわけ。ただ私にとってはそう簡単に死んじゃうような人では絶対にないけど、この件をちゃんと調べ上げるのはでもまあここ数日は私何度も言ったよね。君もその機械みたいな子も、私が君たちの結社何がしに入ってあげたのは
This is Yokai, right?
あなたがもちろん。ならどうして何か気に障った？そっちはなんだか質問しているのはこっちよ。はいはい、いい？私がちょっかいを出しだからってあの子もサンブリンガーたちも
Huh, that's interesting though.
ロスカリファだってその準備はまだできてない。
So if they aren't Void Hunter weapons, right? So if we know that at the very least they aren't Void Hunter weapons, then what are they, right? Are they actually enchainers? Or are they just like a... No, because like they extracted the core from them. Yeah, I'm not sure, like, because the whole point of the enchainer, right, is they're fusing with the core. So does that mean the core would not exist anymore, or would the core just be fused to the body, but if you like keep slashing it and cutting it apart, you can like extract it, right? Is it a difference between like a stone being in your stomach versus being like fused to the lining of your stomach type thing? So like you can eat a stone, but it'll be just jingling around in your stomach, doesn't really matter. Versus being like grafted to your back or something.
確かなことは言えないか。でも私たちにとって本当に私の知ってるサンブリンガー果たして
Maybe that's not Yokai. Serpico.
連中はなんて呼んでたっけ。お前が不意打ちを食らわされるなんてしたたかなもんだ。合格に触れたことであれの知能は劇的に進化した。もう少しで何もかも思い通りにされるけど心配いらないよトリビア。あいつらって昔からそして教科書通りにしかできない。何度もいっそ自分が無能だってみなんて冗談だよ。お見舞いはこのくらいにして、じゃあ次も
Cool. All done, Ray. That is interesting then. So it really does seem that that is not Serpico. Like, it might look like Serpico, but it doesn't seem like it actually is. So maybe it's possessed by the creator, perhaps? Hey, who are you? I don't know what the cat girl being here. Yeah, so that's the interesting question then, is like, is that, like, who, or more realistically, what is Serpico now, right? They said he was dead. Now, we don't know why they said he was dead. Was he dead because he was a bloody pulp? Was he dead because someone, because you removed his heart from his chest and crushed it? And so his heart is just like, his crushed heart pulp was there, and he had a big gaping wound in his chest. Like, is that why you think he's dead? Like, I mean, if that was the case, then yeah, I would think he'd be dead too. But like, so that's the kind of question. Is like, shit, like, why do you think he's dead? Like, you seem pretty sure that he's dead. But the fact that he's bouncing around now means that either A, he did die, and that's not him. It's something that's like taken over his body or something. It could be the creator. It could be that it could be that activated like, if you did have fake karma cores inside your body, or not fake ones, but like manufactured ones, inside your body, did they manage to like force a fusion with the karma core in his body to basically bring him back to life? But now he's no longer himself. Like maybe he's just since the karma cores were kind of based off were created by the creator, it could also be that the fake ones also have some sort of tie to the creator. And so now the creator is just using him as a puppet because you've basically done what you've done. Because he doesn't seem like he's on her side, right? He doesn't seem like he's like, oh good, it's Truvia, I heard you got injured, like I feel so sorry for you, right? Yeah, he just seems like he's there just to gloat and be an asshole. So it's like, doesn't seem like, despite them, they were on the same team in the academy, it doesn't seem like they're really on the same team now. Oh, resistant to ether. That's fine. Because yeah, it'll resist hers, but supposedly she'll go in place of she'll use wind instead. I think they said that she does whatever element. She does her own Lumaflux thing. Oh, wait, no. She's not ether. She's Lumaflux. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. I just keep thinking, oh, that's ether, but it's like, no, it's not ether. It's its own element. It's the light element. Okay, but yeah, so that was a pretty good story. Yeah, it does beg the question. Yeah, I don't know what that little thing is. Is that thing supposed to be? We've seen it before. I just can't remember. Is that supposed to be yokai? Is that supposed to be one of the people in Tops? Because I know there was that one video where it was like basically like yokai appeared on one of the Tops' one of the Tops'
駆け抜けなさい。はっ。
That was a very fun team. Generally, I always did like Jane. I think they've also made her better. Made it easier to get stacks of her thing, so you don't need as many counters. They say one dodge counter now fills you up to max, so you don't need a team. You don't need an enemy that just does so many dodge counters. Like you don't need an enemy that does so many attacks just to get your stacks up. Because I think before it was just like, no, one dodge counter is one stack, and so it's like you needed an enemy that did a shitload of stacks or shitload of attacks that you could dodge and then counter every single time, which was like, that's fucking annoying. Because not all bosses are going to be like that. But now they're just like, nah, like, you can do a dodge attack, which is just dodging and then attacking, and you get one stack, and you just do that 3 times, boom, you have max stacks. Or one singular dodge counter. So any single one of those parryable, any single one of the yellow or red flashes can just be dodge countered to instantly get full stacks. Which, you know, is what it gives her a lot of damage for her weapons and stuff. Okay, so that is cool. Finished that. So now it's just all the event, the summer event, but that's not going to be today. So I'm going to go ahead and call it for now. I will be playing. Let's see. It's early enough. I could play Witcher 3. I was kind of feeling like I would play Witcher 3, so I think I will. I could pop into Final Fantasy to grind some more, but I really don't want to. Especially after the lackluster performance we had in today's run. Just was pretty disappointing overall. But still, I mean, I feel like I'm getting slightly better at dodging the knockbacks. So maybe a few more pulls. Obviously, if we get the problem is it's not even just if we get a person who can call better. The problem is that I can't. The calls don't really work for me. I'm just not good with those calls, with being called out. I need to do it myself, so I just need to get better. But I mean, practice makes perfect. I think that the biggest issue is just the fact that I can't. I need to get a better feel for how far I get knocked back, so I can make sure that I'm getting knocked back as close to the AoE as I can without getting hit by the AoE, so that I can move in closer to the sword after the AoE goes off and not have to worry about that shit. Realistically, I guess I could also pop sprint. Like after the first knockback, I could pop sprint so I can get in and then deal with the rest of the shit. Like I don't really have to deal with the second 2 knockbacks for the most part, or at the very least the last one with my invuln. So there is that. So either way, yeah, I just need practice. Practice makes perfect, and hoping to get some today, but we had a really bad run, so I basically got only one chance to practice in 2 EX instances. I only got one chance to practice versus the expected 4. So yeah, obviously that sucks. But either way, you know, I'll eventually get the clear, and like there will be people who are just going to run this, and as people become better, this is a fight that can be pretty much done. Like you can pretty much almost one-shot it. Like if you have a perfect caller, you can pretty much one-shot it. You know, as long as you have a good caller, it is that callable. And there's very little personal responsibility type shit. There's a few instances, so you could lose, but even still, like losing 1 or 2 people doesn't really matter because the subsequent bosses become easier with less people. Their health goes lower, so as long as like all the good players are remaining and the only people who are getting kicked are people with not helpful jobs, non-necessary jobs really, and it's all well and good. It won't matter that much in the grand scheme of things. But either way, so yeah, I will be playing The Witcher 3 for a few hours. And after that, I'll probably pop back into Honkai Star Rail. I haven't finished the Fate Collab event, so I'll pop back into and do that. Maybe finish it. I'm not even sure. Like it's actually taking much longer than I was expecting. I guess technically the first one was pretty decent too. Like we had to go traipsing around a lot to do all the stuff. So I think I just can't. Yeah, it's been so long, so I just can't remember. But either way, yeah. So I'll probably do a few hours of The Witcher 3. Like probably between like 4 and 5 hours of Witcher 3, and then after that I'll pop into I think I start well. Although I'll probably be a few minutes, probably be like 30 minutes. Well, maybe 30 minutes to an hour till I start Witcher 3 because I have to shower. I finish my walk, so I'm all sweaty and gross. Shower and then maybe get something to eat. But then I also have to pop into Genshin and Arknights to spend my stamina and do all my dailies and stuff. Shouldn't be too long, but it'll take a few minutes for each game, and then I can and I play Witcher because I've been really enjoying Witcher. I'm kind of sucky. I need to get I need to get better at dodging and rolling. I'm such an attacker, and I just need to. Realistically, I kind of need to get a few attacks in, then dodge roll away. But it's in groups that fuck me over. Against groups of enemies, like I'll go in for the kill, but the problem is I keep they keep trying to roll away or like back away, and so I'm like getting led into the pack of enemies, and now they're like behind me now, and so I just got to get used to like getting a few slashes in, then dodge rolling, then getting a few slashes in, then dodge rolling. It's kind of what I need to get in the habit of doing. But yeah, either way. But yeah, I have been enjoying Witcher 3. It's been fun. It's been a fun game. But I do kind of want to like kind of do it when I have a huge chunk of dedicated time, and like when I'm fresh, and like after work is just I'm exhausted after work, and like there's also like I have to get to bed at a certain point, so it's like I can't play unlimited time. Although to be fair, it's like it's not like I'm going to play 7 hours straight. Like, I'll probably stop after 3 to 4, so it's like I could easily play after work. But, like, I'm tired, exhausted from work. That, like, having to play Witcher where you kind of still have to pay attention and, like, have relatively good, timing and dodging and shit to avoid getting killed and attacked is, not the easiest. So it's not stressful per se, but it definitely it demands a lot of my attention, and that is just wearing over time and just eventually just run out of the ability to focus. So that's why I typically usually play games like that at like the start of the day. Like I've just woken up, and so now I'm going to play. Like now when I'm nice and fresh, I'm going to play. And so today I'm not super fresh because I had to wake up a little early to do the shitty Fork Tower run I did. And then I did this, but this was fun. So I enjoyed the story. I think there's been a lot of little lore drops. I dislike that Remia lied to us about what the Sunbringers were, because I was really curious about what they were. But it definitely does seem really interesting. All the lore about the Void Hunters and the Void Hunter weapons and the Karmathors and stuff like that. Because obviously they were made by the creator, so it's again more creator lore. And so it's like, who and what is the creator, right? So, anyway, I will be on shortly. I'll be on in a little bit. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.